Hello everybody, welcome to this week's Diamond Report. It is filled to the brim, lots of stuff to talk about. We're going to dive right in. First of all, for everybody, pace of play continues to be an emphasis from my desk to umpires, to teams. Make sure umpires, we are enforcing that 1 minute between innings, the 20 seconds for the batter to get in the box, for the pitcher to make a move. Review those rules, 6-2-2, 7-3-1. Also, umpires, make sure you know your teams well enough by now that you're working games for. There may be some teams that you work games for that you need to remind coaches of this in your pregame plate meeting. That's a perfect time to remind them. Might be a good time to remind everybody regardless. So again, pace of play, let's continue to have that on the radar. Now also, we've also spent some time talking about DH. Last week I had a cutout from referee.com regarding DH, whether it's traditional or now the player DH rule that was put into play a couple of years back. I've included some slides in this week's Diamond Report from the NFHS rules meeting in 2021. And the slides that I included have great cutouts of lineup cards and give some examples of what the lineup card could look like depending on if it's a straight DH traditional way or going with the player DH rule. So make sure you take a look at that. Again, there's 5 slides, all tied to Rule 314. It has lineup cards for the DH. Make sure you review that. And also, just a general reminder, now with this new player DH rule, and I say new, it's a couple years in, you can DH for any of the defensive positions. So you can DH for third base, you could DH for pitcher, you could DH for your center fielder. So take a look at those, review them. Coaches, you may want to check them out as well because this may have you think outside the box on some strategic moves with your lineup. We're nearing the end of Officials Appreciation Week. If you've got a home game yet this week or weekend, take advantage of honoring our officials during that time frame. I also want to remind everybody, in the on-deck circle, only one batter should be in that on-deck circle. So umpires, keep an eye on that. Coaches, rein your kids in. Only one hitter in that on-deck circle. Here's a question for everybody. Can a pitcher wear a long sleeve white shirt underneath the jersey? And the answer is no. I've highlighted Rule 142, have a cutout of it. Pitchers cannot have that long white arm sleeve all the way down to their hand, to their glove. They've got to have short sleeves or a different color as noted in this rule. No white or gray undershirts. Also for everybody, can a player wear a wristband on their belt? One of those new wristband play cards that we see a lot from coaches. And the answer is no, not on the belt. There's a couple of manufacturers that I've gotten wind of nationwide that are now designing a play card to be worn on the belt, and those are not legal. They have not been approved. The manufacturer went out of their way and did something they weren't supposed to. Those play cards or wristbands have to be worn on the wrist just like the manufacturer intended them to be, even though, again, this manufacturer is telling people the other opposite. Also a reminder that pitchers have to have that wristband on their glove arm. They cannot wear it on their throwing arm. So just a reminder of that. And also it should not be white or gray if you're a pitcher. Umpires, you can still get into the 3-person umpire clinic to be held Sunday, April 30th in Lincoln. Make sure you register. Check out the link in the Diamond Report. Get your schedules in. We've had a few umpires that my observers want to see that they don't have access to schedules. Get those into the NSAA website. Also, umpires, Friday, tomorrow, midnight, 11:59 p.m., is the deadline to apply for postseason consideration. So if you have not done that already, get on that. You got about 24 hours left to do it. And then coaches, nothing new for you other than NADs, nothing new other than if you've got postponements, cancellations, or final results missing, get those to me. And if you're hosting a tournament and you've got weather affecting it, reach out to me with questions on how to handle that. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you soon.